Namaste दोस्तों. Today we will be reviewing social media fake news, digital terrorism, related laws with do's and don'ts. Right. So today's day is very special day. Today is 9th May 2020. But apart from this, today is Jyeshtha Krishna Dvitiya, and we we celebrate Jyeshtha Krishna Dvitiya as Narad Jayanti. And why I am releasing this video on this particular day, because Narad ji seems like pioneer journalist. Narad ji is also known Adya Patrakar and Adya Samvaddatta, because the journalism and the news sharing of Narad ji, Devarshi Narad ji, was like Satya Sampurna and Sarvatra. Also, I would like to know you, like, on 13th May 1826, one of the newspaper, Indian newspaper, started on a weekly basis, which is called उद्दंत मातन, और वो भी ज्येष्ठ कृष्ण द्वितीया के दिन से स्टार्ट हुआ था. 30 मई 1826 को ज्येष्ठ कृष्ण द्वितीया थी. राइट. सो लेट्स कम टू आवर मेन टॉपिक, फेक न्यूज़. सो we'll discuss evaluation of news system. Early days, the news systems are main and all. When a person go to villages, he used to spread news of kings and all by using dhol, right? Then pamphlets and all. Pamphlets के बाद न्यूज़पेपर का चलन बढ़ा है. न्यूज़पेपर, फिर रेडियो, फिर टेलीविज़न. इसके बाद अभी जो वर्तमान युग है, the current era is of internet world, and internet world is like, it's like hell and heaven both. Now, information, when we have information with such of the attributes like fake information, a audiovisual effect, and a particular sharing platform and instant communication. So when we have these 4-5 type of attributes with fake information, the information converted to infodemic within a minutes or hours. So infodemic is very very serious cause for unity of society, integrity of society. So let's fight with this infodemic. My entire session will be on infodemic only. How we counter this fake narrative, fake information, and how to protect our society from these infodemics. Now let's discuss objective and countermeasure. Objective of these fake news are to create narrative against India, Indian system, Indian values, Indian culture, and the people who want to destroy India, they are spreading fake news and all. There are two type of fake news. One is international fake news and national fake news. International fake news is spread because to create digital terrorism, to impact on national security, sovereignty, integrity of India. Like national fake news, people are generating to impact on national values, national cultures, unity, national security, integrity. Right. They want to they create fake news because they want to destroy the unity between various religions, various castes, and so on. Now, what countermeasures we have? So, in a countermeasure, we have two parts: corrective action as well as preventive action. So, corrective action is very important in this, because, as I said, within a minutes and hours, the information, the fake information converted to infodemic. So, counter narrative need to be created to stop such type of rumors. And what we can do, we can we can spread authentic information, we can share authentic source, we can share this information via authentic channels. We can take some interviews from responsible citizens like leaders, celebrities. Here this part D is very important, responsible citizen, because when responsible citizen, maybe it's celebrities, leaders, cricketers, or sportsmen who have n number of fan followings, so whatever they say, irrespective of truth or false, the people start following. right. So how how the responsible citizens are spreading news, tweeting, retweeting, sharing on Facebook is very important. Now then comes to preventive action. Preventive action is like postmortem action. It's like what government take initiatives can be taken, the social initiatives where various NGOs go to door to door, where gurus, ulemas, molanas, qazis works with community, society, and try to convince people what is right and what is wrong. Then legal actions like legal remedies and all these things. So my session will be on based on two things. In my first part, I will be taking about legal actions. What are the legal remedies available against this fake news, and in second part, I will be talking on digital terrorism. Now let's start part one, legal action. When becomes who? So when you create any post on either on Facebook, WhatsApp, uh, Twitter, right, you becomes author. When you forward, share, retweet, you becomes author. When you comment, reply, you becomes author. When you like, endorse, thumbs up, you becomes author. So when in Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, you like any of the post, you share any of the posts, you becomes author. It doesn't matter you have created or you have published. No, when you said it's like, when you endorse any information, you becomes author. Let's discuss how. Let's discuss some of the landmark judgments. Supreme Court, Shreyas Shangal versus Union of India, 2015. So friends, this is the case when Bala Sahib Thackeray died, and one of the lady who said like why the ban is required on death of Bala Sahib Thackeray, and Shiv Sena goes to court, and she particular lady got jailed, right, and some of the friends of her also got jailed because they like her tweets or like her Facebook posts, right. Then a very famous judgment came, like the section 66A of IT Act is unconstitutional because the both ladies of Palghar. Palghar was the city where she were living. So both ladies are booked under section 66A of IT Act 2000, and then Supreme Court said the section 66A itself is unconstitutional because it is it does not allow freedom of speech, and it is against Article 19 of Constitution. Right, it's judgment of year 2015. Now then Delhi High Court, Ashish Bhalla versus Suresh Chaudhary, year 2060. Year is very important. So what Delhi Court said, WhatsApp group admin cannot be held liable for the post published by group members. So since suppose you are the group admin of any WhatsApp group, if some of the user post anything which is against the society, but it doesn't mean you as an administrator can be booked. No, but if you like, if you endorse this information, definitely you becomes author of this information. Then comes to Madras High Court decision, SVE Sekhar versus Inspector of Police 2018. So SVE Sekhar was a very renowned famous celebrity, like actor converts to politician. So Mr. Sekhar, Sekhar did some derogatory comments on women journalists, and the Madras High Court said that what is to be said is important, but who is said is very much important, because you, since a celebrity responsible citizen, you are spreading fake news, and because you have a number of fan following, your followers will assume that this fake news will be right. So it's a very good judgment, and from base of this judgment we are saying like author is the various like commentators, searchers, the people who like becomes author of the information. Now rights of government. So section 69 of IT Act 2008 gives some rights to government to intercept some of the information right? Section 69 like comes in picture after this Mumbai attack. Then in year 2018, Government of India passed some notification that some of the 10 departments will also have some special rights with respect to intercepting and decrypting information. These 10 departments are as follows. Now Information Act 2000. So we'll discussing about what is legal remedies available. So one of the legal remedies, Information Technology 2000, Section 66C. So whenever anybody doing a identity theft, so he can be booked under Section 66C. So let's take example. When person X created account with the name of Y person and spreading rumors. So if Y person do complaint, and so X can be booked under 66C using his unique identification like name and photo, etc. So here what is the do's and don'ts? Don't create ID with others name, others photo, etc. and do report this fake IDs. Now come to section 67, 67A, 67B. It's about obscene material, sexuality, child pornography, etc. Now, when someone published this sexual material in Facebook or Twitter, yes, definitely it can be booked under these 67A and 67A and 67B. But a person who dislike, shared, or forwarded this information within a close group for investigation purpose also, they can be also booked under this 67A, 67B. So sharing and forwarding is also a crime in case of sexual and all these informations, right? So what is the do's and don'ts for this? Don't create, publish, forward, endorse any sexual content. Do report of this content to law enforcement agencies and platform report ID. Now come to section 72 and 72A of IT Act. So section 72 talks about confidentiality and privacy. So no person is allowed to share confidential and private information of other persons, right? And 72A talks about agreements, like when two person are in agreement with non-disclosure of information, and one of the person breach this law, then he can be booked under 72A. So what is, let's understand with example. A Dr. X is treating one of the celebrity in ABC hospital, right? And Y is good friend of X. Now X, who is doctor and who is having so many information of celebrity, medical records, health records, XYZ. So one fine day X shares this information to friend Y. So Y is very active on social media. He published all this information on one of the social media forum platform. All this personal information, right? So one fine day Y booked for sharing this personal information, and during the interrogation Y said that the person X shares this information to Y. So X and Y both can be liable for punishment in this case. Why? Because privacy is fundamental of everyone. We'll discuss this later. So do's and don'ts for this: don't share private confidential information of others. Don't publish others confidential private information on social media. Now Disaster Management Act. So the coronavirus is doing anything harming society, and in this pandemic, when we share fake information, pandemic as well as infodemic, it creates a disaster, a multifold disaster. So whenever you share any fake information or false warning of any disease or anything, you can be booked under section 54 of Disaster Management Act. So what is the like no person, no individual is allowed to share anything, any material on WhatsApp, Facebook regarding this COVID-19 or coronavirus or anything. But media is allowed to share some information based on facts and figures, right? And recently you will find like so many groups and so many letters are saying like if any person is sharing such information based on COVID, he will be booked by police officer. So this is the Act, Disaster Management Act, who is responsible for this. So let's understand with example. If person X claims on Twitter that 2000 people died due to COVID-19 in Rajasthan and 1 lakh person are infected and government is not testing person. So these figures are like creating panic against people, right? So this type of fake news are not allowed. So do's and don'ts for this: don't post forward anything related to COVID-19. Do fact for received information. Just do fact check for all this received information. Now the Epidemic Disease Act 1897. The Epidemic Disease Act 1897 gives power to each and every state to to draft some notices and rules and regulations. Likewise, Delhi is having their regulation. Each state is having own regulation. Rajasthan Epidemic Act is having Act 1957 is also there. So even after this act, the government of Rajasthan Medical Health and Family Welfare Department comes with this COVID-19 regulation 1920 on 12th March 2020. What they said, no person should allow to publish this COVID-19 related information. And this is the rule number 6, where government is saying people should not share or post any COVID-19 information. If anyone violates this rule 6, he or she can be punished under section 188 of IPC, and section 3 of this Epidemic Disease Act gives clarity on what on if anyone disobey public order, IPC 188 can be applied. So IPC 188 is like when there is a public when there is a government order from government, whether it is state or Indian government, and when people are not following these public orders, the people can be booked under IPC 188. So what is the do for this? Always follow and obey guidelines provided by government. Now a very recent case which is on 14th April 2020, Mr. Rahul Kulkarni, who is a journalist from ABP Maja, booked under various sections: IPC 117, 188, 269, 270, 5052 and section 3 of Epidemic Disease Act. What they said on Mr. Kulkarni on ABP Maja shared that the trains are going from this Bandra station, and from these from words of this ABP Maja, so many people come together on Bandra station. Now we have various remedies, legal remedies with reference to Indian Penal Code also. We understand IT Act, we understand Epidemic Act, Disaster Act. Now comes to Indian Penal Code. Section 117. As I said, like when any person posts some of the information which is provoking other persons, and due to this provoking 10 or more than 10 people get together somewhere, and there are a high possibility of riots or disease or something, then section 188, disobedience to public order, as I said. Then section 269 is like when in a negligence someone is spreading infection or putting others' life in danger. Then section 270 is malignantly someone is spreading some fake news and putting others' life in danger. Section 5051 is like conducting mischief, public mischief, like when you said a train is going from Bandra and actually train is not going, it's like mischief with public. Then section 5052 is like when any of your post is promoting ill will or hatred or enmity between various classes, then section 5052 will be applicable. So other than these sections, we have some more sections as per Indian Penal Code, Section 153, it is independently giving provocation with intent to cause riot. When let's understand with example. When X posted that government lifted lockdown and rail service are resumed, people gathered at station, right? So this is the real case of Mumbai Bandra station. Then Section 153A, when someone promoting enmity between different groups, different groups like religion, race, place of birth, residence, language, etc. It's not talking about religion or race or caste, even place of birth, residence, language, and etc. also there. So let's understand with example. X posted a TikTok video saying why community people doctor are injecting disease to healthy X community people of city. This is the like case of Indore, I believe. Section 182, false information with intent to cause public servant to use this lawful power to the injury of another person. Let's understand with example. When X posts on social media about illness of Y person, government officer take note of this post and take they took action and take Y to quarantine center. Later, after 10 days, 14 days or 15 days, they said that Y is healthy and the tests are negative. Also, the information shared by X is also a fake information. Then X and Y can be booked under Section 182. Now, do's and don'ts from these examples. Don't post anything which create tension between community. Don't provoke any government officer against any person. Likewise, we have some other IPC sections, section 336, act endangering life or personal safety of others. Section 464, false documentation or creating false electronic records, it's creating fake news, fake videos, fake audios, and to spread over internet. Section 469, forgery of purpose of harming reputation. It's like maybe it's a electronic record forgery or some other forgery. Then Section 477, using forged document as denied. When you know this is the forged document and you just sharing this forged document or to some other else saying that it's a genuine document, then Section 471 will be applicable. Section 499 likewise is defamation. When your post is there to defame anyone or to harm reputation of anybody, then Section 499 defamation will be there. Then one of the other act, which is prevention of insult to National Honor Act 1977. When anyone do insult of national symbols or national flag, national anthem, even map of India, then this law will be applicable. Now let's discuss one recent case, a case of Hyderabad, where Hyderabad police registers a FIR against a retired major. He posted a news with a disclaimer that it's a satire. If you can see on right bottom corner, it says like satire by the Skin Doctor 13. So even you are creating satire and it's like it's creating hatred or enmity between people. It's bad. I don't know what's going on now in this case, because no much news still. I am creating video or presentation. So we'll discuss more on this recent case. What are the charges to be made on the major? Now when you found some of the fake information and fake things over internet, social media, how will you respond? You need to do complaint against this fake information, and what will be the format application of your complaint. So you need to mention like detail of fake content, specific name, accused or suspected person. You need to insert web link, URL of this fake content along with screenshots and all. You need to, if it's very good if you mention applicable acts and sections. You need to mention, you need to preserve this particular electronic evidence also. It is very important for forensic and all these things. and you can request to government or these intermediaries to remove or block this content, and you need to take this copy of electronic evidence. Now, how to collect these evidences from WhatsApp? Take a screenshot from multiple mobile of center information. If any media downloaded in multiple phone, preferably in the media should be downloaded in memory card. A screenshot of group details and all members, preserve the original and get the forensic done. From Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, like take a screenshot of post with sender detail in same. Also take a screenshot of URLs and user ID. Take a screenshot of user profile with full detail. If any media downloaded, media to be downloaded in multiple phone, preferably in memory card. Preserve the original and get the forensic done. From internet, take the screenshot of content with URL. If any media is there, download in multiple phones, preferably in memory card. Preserve the original and get the forensic done. Now it's all about part 1. Part 2 will be coming soon. Part 2 will be digital terrorism, where I will be speaking on China sponsored fake news, Russia sponsored fake news, Pakistan sponsored fake news, and various Twitter trends run by Pakistan. Shift of Twitter trends after abolition of Article 370. Sponsored Islamophobia and Gulf view. The Pakistan is sponsoring so much tweets and post on Islamophobia. We'll discuss on this. Role of intellectuals. What is the role of Indian intellectuals in same? We'll discuss Cambridge Analytica case of data security, and then we'll also discuss election hacking, particularly the US elections, as well as the various like TDP Seva Mitra app and others. So I'll sum up all this thing with some of the lines like दुशासन की तोड़ बुझाएं, पांचाली का शोक हरेंगे, काट तमिश्रा की काराएं, कण कण में आलोक भरेंगे। हमने पहचाना है उनको जो समाज को तोड़ रहे हैं, भारतीय चिंतन की धारा छल दल से जो मोड़ रहे हैं। हम अपनी संगठन शक्ति से षड्यंत्रों पे रोक करेंगे। तो फ्रेंड्स, हमको इसी तरह जो भी हमारे समाज को तोड़ने के लिए जो फेक न्यूज़, फेक प्रोपेगेंडा, फेक नैरेटिव जो चला रहा है, उनके खिलाफ हमको एक काउंटर नैरेटिव चलाना और उनका रिपोर्ट हमको टाइम टू टाइम करना है एज एन रेस्पॉन्सिबल नेटिजन। अगर आपको ये पूरा पीपीटी डेक अगर आपको चाहिए तो आप मुझे लिख सकते हैं rahulrajrathod@gmail.com पे। आप मुझे लिंक्डइन पे लिख सकते हैं राहुल राज राठौड़। मेरा ट्विटर आईडी है अगेन राहुल राज राठौड़। आप मेरे ब्लॉग को फॉलो कर सकते हैं rahulrajrathod.blogspot.com। थैंक यू वेरी मच।